Hello folks, welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Yeah, well, what should I say? I mean, a little bit, for some, a little bit, they are confused because they were expecting a huge nuke. But since, or at least what I mentioned yesterday, I was detecting less sell pressure. When we see less sell pressure confirmed by Wales ratio, for example, it just means they need an upper price, you know. It's not we are done, that's it. It's just they let the price go up because many just bought the dip. We go up maybe $1,000, maximum $2,000 in my opinion. We will see, but that's what I think because many different data correlates with my idea and scenario I have in mind. And afterwards we will dump once again. We will maintain a level like, you know, that's currently the pattern. That's they collect longs, they collect shorts because many are disoriented. They don't know, whoa, up, down, you know. The best you can do then is hedge with longs and shorts at the same time. And when you see a solid move, you can close just your long or your short, depends what direction the price is taking, but that's it. However, yesterday it was really solid. I mean, everything was looking like, yeah, we can go a little bit more down just to liquidate the last longs and then push up. And that's what they do. I mean, we are seeing a lot of different patterns here. Before we make a move to the downside, we make a move to the upside just to liquidate that shorts. It's not about just to push up and, you know, because every time when they push up, that's an investment. Depends on who is selling. Also, the sell could be an investment. If they are, you know, if the whole dump is partly, for example, just part of a strategy, then it's an investment. It's just panic sell. It's not an investment. Absolutely not. But in my opinion, we are seeing here different actors making investments, different kind of investments. Those who are bearish are investing maybe to get the next bigger dip. Maybe those who failed or missed the good time where you could buy Bitcoin for 10,000 and less. We know that some big actors joined the markets, like BlackRock, for example, and others. So that could be also part of it. The problem is that maybe, I'm not sure if that's part of a strategy or if they were surprised a little bit that this market wasn't prepared for such a bear market. You know, we know that regulators were investigating FTX since a while, it seems, but didn't mention anything. That's really crazy. However, but you know, we will see how far they want to go. In my opinion, we are not done here. In my opinion, we are really absolutely not done. We are done in the matter that these guys who wanted to buy low are, I guess, done. And now we will go a little bit more up to distribute, and we will go even lower, in my opinion. So, but yeah, we have a lot of different events that can have a direct impact to the market, like Genesis, for example. They reduce the emergency loan requested from 1 billion to 500 million. And now it seems that Genesis, of course, is connected to different other marketplaces, like also DeFi. And they are all connected. So when one big guy fails, like FTX, it will have a direct consequence to like we are, I mean, we are witness at the moment, direct impact to 130 different companies, and that's FTX. Now imagine Genesis. Genesis will have a direct impact to some DeFi marketplaces, for example, Avi, I have tweeted about that. Also very interesting. They have loans and they need to pay them back, and for that they are looking for liquidity, and that's crazy. That's crazy. And also a little bit it shows us how compact the whole market is. Much more than I was expecting, to be honest. Very well isolated. So they moved liquidity from one marketplace to the other marketplace to help each other, to make their operations there, to make money, to get yield, and so on and so forth. And now they need this liquidity, and that's crazy. That's really crazy. But however, I mean, as mentioned many times in different analysis, that's, I guess, part of the game. We need to be extremely careful that what's going to happen in the next few weeks and even maybe month, because nobody is talking about Mr. Gox anymore. We know that they are going to make this big refund. It was in August. As I know, nothing happened. Then they said September. We have now almost end of November. Didn't hear anything. I don't know if they did such kind of insider trade where a hedge fund just make a big offer to get all these bitcoins and paid off the owners. I really don't know, but nobody is talking about that anymore. Nobody. And maybe that's the problem currently. But, with a shrinking demand. However, we will see what's going to happen next. It was, what they did here was once again very obviously double bottom up. We will retest that area, then go up even more. In my opinion, my interest is here. We have a POC here. We need to retrace a little bit and then go once again up. We will see if that's going to play out. That's, in my opinion, the next coming scenario. However, I'm not going to send any money to any sex until the whole Genesis thing is cleared. Because, in my opinion, that's the biggest risk at the moment. So, yeah, that's it. As a comment, let us go forward and check what's happening in the market. I have adapted a little bit the whole chart here. It's looking much better in my opinion. So it's the Whites ratio 30 days moving average bounced here. It's at 53. That's really high. I mean, last time we did almost 55. And, we remember Whites ratio 30 days moving average, nuke. We went up, dump. It wasn't really a nuke. And now it happened once again. I mean, even here, but once again, dump. I mean, I don't know why why not many are using the Whites ratio, because it's one of the, in my opinion, one of the most accurate indicators out there, because it's just related to flow activity. It's a nice indicator that big guys are sending bitcoins to centralized exchanges, and it's indicating always, even if it's not rising that much like here, but always it had it's, afterwards it dumped, the price went up, then they pushed up more, and the price dumped even more. So I really don't know. However, it's good for us, because we are tracking what they are doing, and we need to see what's going to happen here. It's too early to say, okay, that's it, and we will go down, down, down even more, because the last time it happened, you can see that here the demand was that low that even then the price needed a lot of time to recover a little bit. So we need to see what's going to happen next. At the moment, it looks like we reached a top at almost 53, and usually doesn't mean we are done here. That just means they sent enough bitcoins there, but you know, they push, 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 let the price go up once again. They bought a little bit the dip, distribute more down. That's the thing. So if we go forward, we see, I just refreshed the site. We see what happened here, right? So the whole, 30 hours moving average is showing very well what's happening. Right now, reducing, so our top was here. Also very interesting because the top was here, and you can see it started to increase here, and you can see what the price did. It's so crazy, because it's, in my opinion, currently one of the best indicators out there. And right now, also letting the price go up. They still send bitcoins to centralized exchanges, but that's also the indicator indicating they reduce the sell pressure. They are, it's part of a preparation at the moment, but they don't want to sell. So like we had here, for example, it was almost above of, I would say 70 to 100. So the sell pressure was big, and they sent more bitcoins. We arrived here, then they pushed a little bit more up, they let the price go up, then they pushed down. That's what we can see here. Then they pushed up, the price went down more, and so on and so forth. So it wasn't big anymore. Then of course they started to let the price go up. As you can see, they distributed here and then let the price go down once again. And that's what they are playing all the time. So it's really, However, the stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges declining, and stablecoin supply also declining, but that's something I have a big question, because it doesn't correlate with, for example, the data that CoinMarketCap is providing. I don't know why it shows here that, that stablecoin supply rised a lot. I really can't tell you that. However, let us go forward. So what we see here is, once again, that, let me disable stablecoins first. We received here 2,000 bitcoins. We received here 1,400 bitcoins. Here 2,800. Another 2,000 bitcoins, and so on and so forth. So looking like also preparation, also indicating they're accumulating quick to let the price go up and distribute. In my opinion, we should go up a little bit more, at least at 16,700, where we have a big POC there. And we should retest that area. I hope we will break it, go a little bit more, hitting 18K. And from 18K distribute, and then more down. And it depends on the demand. So if the demand is big, they can unload bigger or more. If the demand is not big, they will do what they like to do, sideways run for 1 week, 2 weeks, or a few days at least, just to dump afterwards. But the stablecoins are indicating distribution happened here in that area. But as you also can see here, it correlates. So inflows with outflows, indicating that inflows always flow in when they are noticing that big distribution is happening. And that's what's happening. It's not like last year where we have seen, for example, big stablecoin flowing in while not big outflows happening. It's not the case anymore. So it's they are only reacting to what sellers are doing. So that also maybe would explain why the price is declining more and more and more. We had here, that was today midnight, a big outflow of almost 13,000 bitcoins. So of course someone started to buy here, and outflow 13,000 bitcoins. The biggest afterwards was 1,000. So no big at all. Let us go forward. So we see, at least related to futures, nothing happened. Really, it's absolutely quiet what's happening here. Funding rate maintains unchanged. The only thing, bottom open interest lifting up a little bit, so recovering, and leverage ratio dumped here once, and of course also here lifting up. That's it. I mean, that's really it. Also related here to stablecoins, absolute nothing is happening. We received yesterday 270 millions. That was the peak. We are seeing here bigger outflows than inflows. And even here, for example, 1,000, we had here 2,500 bitcoins. That was yesterday. For today, what is the biggest inflow today? Yeah, 1,900 bitcoins. So also here extremely flat, and that's wondering me, because the price action is extreme. I mean, we are right now at 16k. Imagine someone have told you last year, and it wasn't me, because I thought the bottom would be at 24k, but and even then people laughed at me. They said I'm a perma bear. That's what they said. Oh, Inspo, always bearish, they told to me. And I said, yeah, well, I'm bearish, but I had arguments. I had the data why I was bearish. I wasn't just saying, oh, 100k until end of the year just because, someone created an indicator where nobody did questions about why it should work or why it shouldn't work. I did it, but he blocked me. I guess who was that. However, but and the thing we see right now is at 16k, with all the problems we have just seen in the last few weeks, it would be an extreme opportunity for big guys, for example, to use the opportunity to push up very hard, and to go and to place big longs instead. It's not happening. And the big question is why? What is happening? Why are these big guys not playing anymore here? Also related to entities, wallets, for example, we see that retailers, or at least even small investors, small whales with maximum 100 bitcoins in their wallets, they are playing. At least they are extremely bullish. But we will see. At least that's surprising me a little bit. I mean, related to liquidations, we had almost 1,600 bitcoins liquidations related to longs, and 600 related to shorts. So even here, nothing big, absolutely nothing big. Open interest, that's the aggregated open interest. It's, as mentioned, it's lifting up a little bit, but it's a long way to recover, to be honest, because we dumped very hard since then. It's recovering very slowly, while leverage ratio, at least as you see, went down. It's recovering faster, and the funding rate is, it's rising, indicating they are demanding more longs, but not a big deal. that's Binance, and Binance also here indicating open interest, just recovering quicker than the leverage ratio, indicating they are using less leverage, higher volume. That's something very good. While the funding rate still have, oh, I'm not sure if that's neutral. I would say that's still indicating, let me check. Yeah, it's indicating that they are demanding more longs than shorts, and that's the average. So, and that would, yeah, be confirmed by the blockchain whispers, indicating here we have still 68 to 32 long short ratio, indicating we have more longs than shorts on in Binance balance. Looking a little bit better on Ethereum, but to be honest, yeah, just, many are expecting long. Many will think that's it. We will go up. Maybe we need a bigger push up to generate some FOMO. In my opinion, we need to see. I mean, I was someone that, yeah, wanted just to forecast the price action for the next few weeks. That's something that many analysts with blockchain metrics loves to do. All the willies out there, they love to say end of the year 100k because of, and they show you some nice charts with blockchain metrics that should convince you that the FOMO is not wrong. But I noticed that the biggest potential in metrics is short term and not long term. Not even midterm. Short term, absolutely. 1 week maximum. And yeah, it works very fine, it seems. However, we will go forward. Let me make a little spin and give me blue. Please. Or green. Doesn't matter. Oh. Or spin again. Okay, let me spin again. And then hopefully it's giving me red. Yeah, okay, great. So, let us check what's happening here. If we can see something that could be very important for us. That's what the price is doing right now, below of its support here, but recovering. So we see here that's not big at all, but enough to liquidate that part here, because it's bigger. I mean, we need to cross 15k to liquidate and to reach that cluster here. So we are talking here from 16,300 to almost 16,800. So it would make sense maybe to go up to 17k, and then we need to see. As mentioned yesterday, 18k possible, depends a little bit on retailers and different actors. If they want to buy and to push the price more up, I don't think that bears will try to avoid that. I guess they will distribute even more. When they see that the demand is shrinking, then they will push down once again. So we need to see. I still think everything between 13 and 15 could be still on the table, and that's something we need to check what's going to happen in the next weeks, because we also have FOMC meeting and so on and so forth. But that looks very solid to me. At least 16.5 to 17, and then let us see what's happening. Let us go forward. So if we check now who is driving the market, we can see that mainly futures are doing the biggest job. Doesn't mean that only futures are driving the price, because spot price is not driven by futures. It's not possible. So they need to support futures to drive the price on spot with spot. And what we see is that active buyers started, so market buyers started to buy, but not big at all, absolutely not. But here futures, Bitcoin collateral futures and stablecoin collateral futures are doing here the biggest job. And that's Binance aggregated and Binance spot. If we check, for example, Bitfinex, looks different. Even if it's not big, they started to buy at 16,400 and they purchased the biggest part at 16,200. Oh, I see something is wrong here. I don't know why. It's indicating it's not moving here. Oh, let me check. It's the same here, yeah. What is that here? Huh? Okay. Strange. So no. However, it looks very, yeah. So it seems as look, I mean, look the futures and look Bitfinex. I show you that. And the timing, that's very important. So they started to purchase here, I would say, a little bit more, yeah, here. And now look, just forget this one here. Just take a look to that here. What would you say if you see that? I mean, for me it's obvious, but what would you say? That's the main driver. That's Bitfinex. Let us check if the others are looking similar. Nope. That's Kraken. Kraken is not the market driver. Obviously, it's not. Even they purchased here to support the futures. And I need to check. Wait. So I had something in mind, and of course I wasn't wrong. Of course not. I will show you today in the morning. Bitfinex sent a total of, where's here the amount? Ah, here, 70 millions, 69,996,000 to this wallet. This wallet is unknown. Nobody knows. Now, that's the same amount. You can see that. This unknown wallet sent 70 millions who came from Bitfinex to Kraken. Once again. And then you check the chart, the CBD, and you think, wait, okay, Bitfinex was here the main driver. Kraken both quick at the same time when the future started to lift up. Huh, what a coincidence. While Bitfinex sent today in the morning 70 millions to Kraken. Strange? No, it isn't. So let us go forward and check what's happening here. Also looking very interesting what Bitget did. Also very interesting high block bot activity. I have mentioned that so many times in the past that FTX was using Binance because of their liquidity to manipulate the market price, and Bitfinex, Deribit, Orcex, Huobi, Bybit, and some others. If you check, also here, well prepared at the same time. Not the same on Coinbase, because Coinbase is distributing, it's selling, market selling. Since here, since 16,100, they are selling. Even Bitstamp, not doing exactly the same. So what we know from the charts, only just because we have seen these charts here, is the main driver of the current pump is mainly coming from Bitfinex using Kraken and Bybit. And some other exchanges, I guess, as well. I'm not tracking, but that's how it looks like. And that's why I love these charts here, because you can see who is driving the market, what exchange is doing it. And FTX was a main driver, you remember, a lot of times. And since a while, well, since a while not, since FTX collapsed, it's Bitfinex once again. So entities, retailers not doing anything, here just lifting up more, these guys as well, these guys not doing anything, market maker entities reducing more balances, and these guys here lifting more up. Makes sense, because as also tweeted today, it looks like that exchanges are, you can see that here. Taking into account we still have bigger outflows from centralized exchanges because of the bank run, mainly driven by retailers. Still, the balance on centralized exchanges are lifting up now, indicating not only that we still have this gap here of almost 16,000 bitcoins are still on centralized exchanges, they are sending now even more. So we are not done here. We are absolutely not done here. It's crazy, but it is what it is. So, and that works very well when you check this entity, because it's the entity where you have 160 wallets, and 80 to 90% of these 116 wallets are linked to centralized exchanges. So when it's rising, their reserves are rising because market maker is sending more bitcoins to OTC, to centralized exchanges, to distribute even more. So let us see if we have some other informations useful at the moment, but I don't think so. That should be it. I mean, the market activity is declining more, and it seems miners are lifting up, but nothing big. Average. OTC not doing anything yet, nothing big. A little activity on the dip side, but nothing big at all. Absolutely not. That's indicating here they send bitcoins to dump, also here, for example. But that's it. Let us go forward. So on Coinbase, we see on Coinbase, we have some sell orders here at 17 and even 17.6. They removed some orders here, nothing big. They triggered this buy order. They didn't trigger this second one, or at least not completely, because it's still there. Reinforced a little bit, no, not really. They just shifted some liquidity to the downstairs and even removed some liquidity. So, we are still on track. Deribit, we have on Deribit all this sandwich still there. They just, for example, they triggered some long orders here at 15.7, at 15.5, and they have shorts at 18.1, 18.8, and so on and so forth waiting. Bitstamp, On Bitstamp, they are reducing, no, they are shifting, also very interesting, liquidity to lower ranges like 14 and below. So careful, even if it's only Bitstamp. Binance. On Binance, they are removing some liquidity here as well at 15.2. They introduce some liquidity in lower ranges 13 and so on and so forth. And now waiting at 17k. Removed sell orders even if 18 and waiting at 18.6 or even 21 or 20. Interesting why they are removing the sell orders here. Doesn't make sense to me. Only if we will go up to 20k, but I can't imagine that, to be honest. So I don't know why they are now doing it. Maybe it's signaling, hey, we can go up. Maybe it was just spoofing or something. I can't tell you that. However, this one at 17k looks solid, so we need to see what's going to happen there. We have our POC here at 16.6, and usually when we are there, we should retrace once again, maybe back to 16.3 or something, and then go up a little bit more, hitting 17k. That's similar to what, SPY is doing. You know, that's the main POC. It went up, retested, and then went even more up. And that's something I would expect here as well, to go up, retest that area, and then, you know, maintain here, maybe go a little bit more up, because we have here sell orders, sell orders, sell orders, sell orders, sell orders, sell orders, trigger all of them, and then and then down once again. So we need to see if that's going to play out. Bitfinex spot, also interesting, removed the whole liquidity. It seems they purchased at 15.5. You remember we had here this liquidity bar, and they removed that. Very interesting. Why to remove that? Maybe because you know we are not going down anymore. If you are the market driver, you can do that. OKEX spot, nothing. Kraken even reinforcing, also very interesting. Also triggered some buy orders here. Removed the sell order at 18k. Also very interesting what Kraken is doing. Bybit, nothing. BitMEX, nothing. Binance Futures, waiting to short here where the POC is. Makes sense, to be honest. That makes really sense to short here, because it will retrace. Obviously it will retrace, so why not make a quick money? That's a swing trade, so they will trigger the shorts, then go down once again, and then more up. So, and they triggered here, as you see, very well at 15.5 this long position, and that was a big one. So you can see how they are longing right now. From here also a lot, while a lot of shorts waiting here between 18.8 and 20, even 20. So it would surprise me a little bit. Also here at 17,131, 1,200 bitcoins waiting to short. So it would surprise me a little bit if we would go to 20k, but everything is possible. So we need to see, because, you know, I mean, if you check what happened until now, it's always the same pattern. We went up, down. We will up, down. So it's up but more down, up but more down, and I guess that's going to happen once again because it doesn't look that bullish, to be honest. It doesn't look like, hi, I don't care, no, just push up, push up, push up, push up. We need to see what's going to happen on the POC. If we are above, if the price will go up then sharply, something I doubt yet, so we need to see. In my opinion, it's just once again distribute and more down. Bitfinex derivatives, nothing. Kraken futures, nothing. Also very interesting with the wow, what happened here? Okay, many went short here, as you see, also very interesting. And OKEX futures, nothing, waiting there between 12,000 and 9,900, so between 10 and 12 too long. Otherwise, OKEX swap, also here, for example, OKEX swap indicating that they are buying more than selling. Not big, absolutely. We are talking here, for example, 1 million. We have 2 millions volume, so it's not big. Absolutely not. Okay, that's it. Let us go forward.